Hi folks, G3 here, and welcome to another instalment of my journey to go green. Today's episode, I am covering Oddbox. So let me tell you a little bit about Oddbox. Now, I received a leaflet advertising Oddbox and it piqued my interest. The reason being is that it's a scheme that is helping out farmers that have excess fruit and vegetable, maybe wonky vegetables and fruit that misshapen, missized, that they struggle to sell because they don't necessarily fit the requirements from the supermarkets as to things looking nice, straight, regular sizing, and that sort of thing. So this scheme was set up to help sell that kind of produce. Now they're saying that a third of the food grown in the world is wasted, and they believe that that has to stop. And in the UK alone, over 3 million tons of fruit and veg are wasted before they even leave the farm. They could be too big, too dinky, too many, and when the food goes to waste, so does all the energy, water and time that went into growing it. Now they say that fruit and veg comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and the food system in the UK has grown to prize uniformity over taste. They're saying that fruit and veg that's fresh and perfectly delicious but doesn't quite look right according to the supermarket standards gets left behind. So what Oddbox are doing is speaking to farmers every week to find out what they've got an abundance of, and they're going to use that to deliver it to the customers. To date, they've saved over 30,000 tons of fruit and veg, and they say they've saved over 3,000 million litres of water and 32,000 tonnes of carbon or CO2. So how exactly does this work? So each week they're going to call up the growers and ask what they've picked that's going to spare. So whether it's too big, too odd, or they've got too many of those. They prioritise UK growers, but they will also rescue fruit and veg from further afield to help get a bit of variety. But they've got a strict no air miles policy, so it's only things that are going to be shipped in. They then email out a rescue list to their consumers. They then pack everything up and deliver it overnight so that they're keeping emissions low, so that their vehicles aren't getting stuck in traffic, but they're able to deliver when the roads are quiet. The way that it works is you can order a different box size, so it could be extra small, small, medium or large. You could have a mixture of fruit and veg, or just fruit or veg, and you can vary which box you have on a week-by-week basis. And if you want to skip a week, you can do so easily. As long as they're notified ahead of the cut-off date, then you can skip a week. And I've been using that to my advantage. I've skipped a couple of weeks in a row and then gone back and had a couple more boxes in a row, depending on whether I've got a dearth of crops myself that are coming from the garden, or whether I've got excess that I haven't been able to use. Then I can easily skip a box for a week or two so that I'm not getting inundated with things that I'm not going to be able to use. They email out in advance to tell you the things that are going to be scheduled to be in your box, and you can choose up to 3 items to skip if you don't like them. So this week I've skipped beans. I'm not a fan of broad beans, so they're not going to be in there. I've also skipped beetroot because I'm growing those myself, and the same with cucumbers. I'm growing cucumbers, so I don't need those, and they get replaced with additional items from the things that you're currently ordering. You can also pause your deliveries if you're going away on holiday, so you can give it the holiday period when you're going to be away. And also you can choose to cancel at any time if you want to end your subscription, and that's it. You can also choose to add extra items in your box on a week-by-week basis. They'll email additional things that they have rescued, and you can then choose to purchase those separately to add into your box. I've added in limes. I've also had in some avocados. It's been a useful addition into the boxes I've had. They've been lovely. There are a range of different box sizes that you can have. So currently I have the small fruit and veg box. Now this includes 7 varieties of veg and 3 types of fruit, and it costs £13.99, and that's usually around about 4 kilos. Could be between about 3.8 and 4.5 kilos. The large fruit and veg box, that includes 9 varieties of veg and 4 types of fruit. That's £21.49 a week. It'll range between 8.8 and 9.5 kilos. The large veg box is £15.99, and and that's got 9 varieties of veg. The medium fruit and veg box is $16.99. That's got 8 varieties of veg and 4 types of fruit. You can also have a salad box. That's $11.99, and that's got 7 varieties of veg and 1 herb. You can have a fruit booster box. That's 6 types of fruit, and that's $11.99. The small veg box is $11.69, and that's got 7 varieties of veg. You can easily choose one to suit the size of your needs, your family, and how much you're going to need on a weekly or fortnightly basis. Now, the thing to bear in mind with this is that it isn't the cheapest way of getting fruit and veg. Now, that's not the idea of this. It's not getting cheap fruit and veg. What you are doing here is getting fruit and veg that is potentially going to waste. So you are saving that from going to waste. You are giving smaller farmers potentially an income on the items that they were going to have to waste. So you're providing them with additional income. You are basically trying to save the system to a degree, because it's not currently working, is it? If we're just getting the nice looking, the right sized fruit and veg that is perfect for the supermarkets, then there's just so much going to waste. This is an opportunity for the fruit and veg that doesn't quite fit those standards to come to the market. I think the more people that are undertaking this system and buying their fruit and veg in this way, the more chance there is of the supermarket sitting up and taking notice and actually buying these perfectly usable fruit and veg that maybe don't fit the criteria that they think we want as the public. Now, most of that, I believe, is because they have been pushing some of these things as norms. Straight cucumbers rather than having a bit of a curve in them because it doesn't fit their packaging requirements. They are forcing the issue on a number of these things. So the idea behind this isn't to save money. It is going to cost you a little bit more money than if you were going down the farm shop to pick up bits and pieces or going to your supermarket. Clearly, it's going to cost more. But what I have found from this is that we have got some great quality produce. We've got some interesting things come in, like the kiwi fruit that I had. There were 2 that were fused together. So rather than individual kiwis, there were 2 that were fused to form one fruit. The tomatoes that we got were massive, but they were delicious. We sliced them in half, covered them with some nice herbs on top, and were roasting those in the oven along with our other veg. They were amazingly tasty. They're not the sort that we would have got otherwise. So it's opening our mind and taste buds up to other fruit and veg options. So they email me in advance to tell me about the things that are coming up. So I get the opportunity to look through, see if they're things that I want. If I still want the box, that's great. If not, I can skip that one for the week. But if I do want to go ahead with it, I can then select up to 3 items that I don't want from that box. So that's great. That's really versatile. As I say, I can always go and upgrade or downgrade the box that I'm getting on a week-by-week basis. They also email me to give me suggestions for recipes using some of the rescued fruit and veg. So that's great. They're giving me ideas. So we had pasta the other week that used shredded fennel. Now, it's not something that I would have done before, and it was quite tasty, but it gave us the idea to use the fennel that we've got with the pasta that we had in the fridge. We also get an email after delivery to ask us whether everything was okay, and also prior to that we get an email showing us where the delivery's been made, because it is done overnight, so it could be between 7 o'clock at night and 7 o'clock in the morning. So they email a photo of where it's been left. Now, in each box you get a little bit of an information about that particular box. So they tell you a little bit about what's been rescued. They tell you what should be stored in a cool, dry place. So this particular delivery, it was beetroot, kiwis, potatoes and apples. They also tell you which ones are ripe and ready to eat there and then. So in this box it was mushrooms and grapes. So you know that they are ready to eat then. Now here they're also telling you why they're in this box. So the potatoes, they had too many, and they were coming from farms in Lincolnshire, Worcestershire, Suffolk. There were too many lettuce. The grapes, they had too many. So they're telling you why these things come into the box. So that's really good. And the thing to say about the lettuce is they were rooted lettuce. So I was able to pot that up, and that lasted me several weeks. I'll include a link down below that is a referral link. The way for you to use this is if you click on that referral link, you'll get £10 off your first box, and I'll get £10 off my next box. So we both get a little bit of money off by you using it. With the box that I got for the trial, it cost me around about £8 after using that referral code. So it made it quite reasonable to at least try out. And there's no obligation after that. You can just try the one, and that would be it. And you can cancel. So I think it's really good. I say it's not the cheapest way of doing this, but it's just a novel way of getting some fruit and veg that is unloved, that was going to be thrown away. You are rescuing it. Sometimes this wonky, unloved fruit and veg can actually be more tasty. Now, I've got a delivery coming this evening. Once it's arrived, I'll show you where it is. I'll open it up with you. You can see firsthand what's in the box. I'll show you what I'm getting out of it, the quality of what I've got in my box, and that will hopefully help. Right, so I've just had an email from Oddbox letting me know that the parcel had been delivered. Let's go and find it and bring it in. Okay. There we go. It uses paper tape to seal it. On this one, it's telling me the tomatoes are from Yorkshire, and they're here because there's too many. Apples are from South Africa, they're too odd. And the gooseberries are from Herefordshire, and they're here because they're too odd and too small. They've included a recipe on here for roasted tomato ramen salad. That's it. They've got loads of recipes on their website. Oh, brilliant. Right, so I've got a nice lettuce. Now, they do package some things in plastic. It tends to be things they need to keep protected. So in this case, it's this beautiful lettuce, really nice size. And again, it's rooted. So I'm going to be able to pot that up into some compost, and we'll be able to keep this growing, and that will last us quite some time. There's the gooseberries. Oh, that's a nice aubergine. Yep, good quality aubergine. Some nice peppers. Now these look smaller than what you would get in the supermarkets, so that's why I guess that those were rejected, but they're perfectly fine. Well, they look nice. Broccoli heads, they'll be lovely steamed. Now the apples were too odd in shape, but I mean, they're apples. They'll be perfectly edible. Oranges, 3 good sized potatoes. This one's got a little furrow on it, which I guess might have been why this one was rejected, but there's some good sized potatoes there. Oh yeah, lovely tomatoes. So there's 3 big tomatoes in there as well. There. Love the smell of tomatoes. So that's great. Nice selection. These are all perfectly edible, usable crops. They just don't quite fit the criteria of the supermarkets, but it's a lovely selection. Well, there you go, folks. I hope you found that useful. If you did, then please click the like button down below, and please leave your comments as well down below. Let me know what you think of the scheme, if it's something that you might take up, or whether there's something similar that you're currently doing. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't done so already, then why not subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you get notified when I load up a new video. Well, thanks for watching, folks. Until next time, bye!